So, Facebook offers you two ways to advertise on its platform: boosted posts and Facebook ads. And now you may be wondering, what is the best way to run ads for my business, or what is the difference between the two options? And quite frankly, that's a valid question. So I see so many people getting confused between the two, not knowing which one to pick, where in fact they both have their clear benefits and objectives. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the key differences between boosted posts and Facebook ads, as well as show you where you can find either of these options on Facebook and how you can utilize both in your Facebook marketing strategy. If you're a Shopify store owner or simply a business owner trying to optimize your Facebook ads setup, then stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, my name is Justin and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency based out of Montreal, specializing in growth strategies for e-commerce businesses. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, as well as turn on post notifications to be the first to know about these cutting edge industry marketing tips that I'll be sharing with you on the channel every Tuesday. So first things first, I'm gonna hop on my computer and show you where you can find either of these options. So that way I'll give you a little bit of a heads up as to what is the location of either or of these options. So that way you'll know where you can boost the post and where this option is found, as well as where you can make a Facebook ad, and then that will already tell you a little bit more about the differences between the two. So as you can see on screen right now, I'm on my own personal Facebook page. So again, this is not a personal profile, this is a Facebook page, but for myself, my personal brand. And on that note, whenever you post something on your personal feed, so as you can see right now, those are all posts that I did myself this week and in the past week. So you'll see right below your Facebook post a boost post blue button. So this is where you can boost the post and where this option is found. So this option is available and valid on all types of posts. So would it be a picture, as you can see here, or as I scroll down right there, would that be a video or just a regular text post? You can boost all of these types of posts. So let me go ahead and simply click on that blue button to see what happens next. So first thing first, Facebook tells you essentially that if you need guidance, you can request a call from one of their expert. This definitely can help you get a little bit of guidance. They're not really going into details. So, by having done that, in the past, they're not really offering that much in-depth, help for you, but still could be a good option for you to just learn how to navigate the app and maybe get a little bit of guidance from a Facebook marketing expert, directly from their in-house team. Now with the boosted post, Facebook offers you a couple goals options. So first one that they have by default is automatic. So Facebook will pick the most relevant goal based on what you have essentially input in the rest of the page, but you can go ahead and change that also to really pinpoint a certain goal you want with this post. So get more messages, more website visitors, more engagements, get more leads, or get more calls. So for now, I'm going to leave that as automatic. And then the button is essentially where you really want to have, you really want to target your actual goal and call to action with this ad. So this is your true objectives here. Do you want people to, book something with you? Do you want them to learn more about a certain subject? Do you want them to shop on your website? So whatever the objective is and the call to action you want to pick, you just simply put that here in the button section. So for myself, I'm gonna act as if I was an e-commerce business. I'm just gonna put shop now, so that way people will head over to my website to do so. And then scrolling down, special ad category, you shouldn't have to worry about that, as it says here, that's only for credit, employment, housing, social issues, elections, or politics. So that doesn't apply to us, unless you're actually boosting a post that talks about, let's say, the environment. So if you're a brand that has sustainable clothing, or let's say you're a vegan brand that offers environmentally friendly solutions, that sometimes could fall under the sort of politics category from Facebook. So you kind of want to be careful with such posts. And I really recommend you read the Facebook ad guidelines before you boost a post or do any Facebook ads, as those follow through the same guidelines, and you don't want them to be disabled by Facebook later on, as this may affect your account's reputation. So having chosen my button now in this my goal, so which I left at automatic here, I can scroll down, and then essentially Facebook allows me to pick who I want to reach with this audience. So essentially here I can just go create new, or just essentially edit the audience that I have there, and I can pick an audience based on the interest and based on demographics. So this is pretty much what I'm limited to in terms of detailed targeting. So here you can click browse, and choose different, as Facebook tells you here, demographics, interests, behaviors. But you're pretty much limited to that. So we're gonna get in a second as to what you can do a little bit more, with the targeting for a Facebook ad versus the boosted post. But for a boosted post, you're pretty much limited to that in terms of targeting. Now, you could also as well target people who already like your page, so simply get a little more engagement to people that already know about you, or you can essentially target people that like your page and their friends, which is could be a good option to get a little more awareness, as people are more likely essentially to like this page if they see that other of their friends already like your page. So as we know, if you hop on a Facebook page and that you see, let's say 2 of your friends are following that page, then you'll see a little message from Facebook saying friend X and friend Y are currently liking this page. So this builds a little more authority throughout a friend circle, and could help you get some more likes or engagement from a certain group of friends. Then with a boosted post, Facebook allows you to pick the duration, so you can just pick a start and end date. Essentially, your boosted post starts as soon as you boost the post and then ends whenever you pick the dates, and you create a total budget. So throughout those days that you pick, Facebook will spend your budget essentially where it fits, where it sees fits. So you may spend a little more on some days than others, but Facebook will automatically manage that budget. So you don't really have that much control over the budget nor the audience. So it's pretty much left at really basic settings. And last thing I want to show you here is placement. So the 3 placements that you have offered here are Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. So essentially you can just simply place it through either of these. So you don't really get to pick if this is a story ad or whatever that is. So it has to be in a feed ad, but essentially this will appear in people's feed through Facebook by default, so you cannot remove that option. So by default, the boosted post has to be on Facebook, and then you can either remove or add Instagram and Messenger like so. And last thing you want to do is pick the pixel. So pick the pixel that is associated with your business. That way you can track the data with your Facebook pixel, and then later on, target people more specifically with an ad, which I'm gonna get into in just a second. Now I'm gonna hop onto the Ads Manager, which is the other platform where you can make Facebook ads. So this is the difference between where you do a boosted post versus where you make an ad. So they're on 2 different sort of websites. They're both websites, from Facebook. One of them being the regular Facebook site, which you can boost the post from your mobile phone. So the blue button that I showed you earlier is going to be available on your phone or tablet. So you can definitely boost the post from anywhere. Whereas a Facebook ad, it's a little better to do it on the computer, as I know Facebook had an app. I'm not too sure if they still have on mobile, but it's never really been the best to make ads. So the Ads Manager is much better and much more complete on the web version, so which is what I'm going to show you in just a second. So to make an ad, just in terms of location, you want to head over to business.facebook.com/ads manager, which you're going to land into a similar screen as this is over here. If you haven't yet set up your Facebook domain or verified it, as well as verified your business and added a payment method or created a Facebook ads account, then you want to head over to the video that is going to be linked right here at the top. So just click on this little button over there and head over to that video, which is going to show you how to verify your business, create an ad account, as well as add a payment method for you to run ads on your Facebook page. So I'm on the Ads Manager right now. This is, considering I created an ad account, I've created essentially, I've verified my business, verified my domain. This is where I'm at. So at the top of there, you want to pick your ad account. So which I did over here. This is one of my ad accounts right there that is currently being idle. So I'm not really using that one at the moment, which is why I want to show you how you can create an ad from scratch. So you want to head to the campaign level and then create right here at the top left with a green button. So first things first, what you'll see over here is that you can pick an objective. So this is a lot more complex and complete also than a boosted post. So boosted post essentially allows you, there's a couple options. You can pick a call to action, so just a little button, as well as your general objectives. Is it getting more traffic to your site? Is it getting essentially more leads, more clicks, whatever that is. So there's just a couple options. There was 5, 6, maybe 7 options that we had to pick, whereas with the campaign objectives here in the Ads Manager, Facebook will really learn and optimize for this specific objectives. So looking at this over here, most of the time for e-commerce businesses, you want to pick conversions here, as what you want to do is basically convert people with a purchase on your website. So I'm going to go ahead and pick conversion and then click continue for now. So I've just created a new campaign, and then essentially once I've done that, I'm gonna land on this page right here. So there's 3 levels here to creating a Facebook ads campaign. There's the campaign level, then within your campaign you have ad sets, and within ad sets you've got ads. So campaign is your objective. Essentially, as you can see right here, my objective is conversions, and it's pretty much it. So that's all there is to the campaign. Whereas when you go into ad sets, this is where you pick essentially your targeting. This is where you pick who you want to target, a bit like your boosted posts. But let me show you what's different. First of all, you can pick where the conversion event will happen. So in this case, it's going to be, if you want to purchase, the purchase should happen on your website. If you want more leads or more messages, this could be through Messenger. But for now, let's leave that as website. And then when we scroll down, you've got a lot more control over your budget. So here you've got two options. You've got ABO versus CBO. So ABO is ad set budget optimization, whereas CBO is campaign budget optimization. So one of them, CBO, optimizes for the campaign as a whole. So essentially you can input a daily budget at the campaign level over here. So essentially, as you see that right now, campaign budget optimization, you can turn that on, and then you set yourself a daily budget or a lifetime budget. So lifetime budget is the only option that you have with a boosted post, meaning that you pick a start and an end date for your boosted post as well as a budget, and Facebook automatically optimizes for the lifetime of your boosted post. Whereas in here, you can switch that to a daily budget and simply input to Facebook, hey, I wanted to spend, let's see here as an example, a good amount to start with could be, let's say, $150 a day. So your whole campaign would be spending $150 every day until you'd stop it. So that way it'd be, you'd be able to optimize within that campaign, and then you'd be able to let that run for a while, until you see fit. Second option that you have here on the ads manager is ABO. So you would have to go back into the new campaign, turn off CBO, go into your ad set, and then that's essentially it. So you would see budget and schedule within the ad set level. Same thing, you can select a daily or lifetime budget, and then essentially you can optimize for each ad set. So key differences between the two, this is not the point of this video, but just to explain, in really short words, essentially if you go for ABO, so ad set budget optimization, this allows you to essentially equally test out some different audiences. So as an example here, my first ad set could be targeting, people really broad, as you can see here. So all genders, 18 to 65, pretty much anyone in Canada, all languages. So I'm literally targeting Canada as a whole. Whereas I could create a second ad set and I'm targeting only women in Quebec as an example. So that way I've got a really broad and a little bit more narrow audience, and then I can set both of these at $10 a day. That way I'll know that they're both going to be equally matched, and then after a week I can compare the performances of each and then see which one performs best. Whereas if I had done CBO, then Facebook decides what budget it gives to each ad set, and then one ad set could have, let's say, $20 a day, whereas the other one could only have $5. So it really depends what your objective is, but essentially those are the key differences between ABO and CBO. So with using a Facebook ad campaign, you really have advanced targeting capabilities. So looking at that over here, you can target just like what we were doing earlier with a boosted post. So you can choose, by interest, but something that is really important, you can also go to create new and then create a custom or lookalike audience. So if you go lookalike as an example, you can create an audience based on the people that essentially look like the people that purchased from you, let's say in the past 30 days, or the people that added something to their cart on your website in the past 7 days. So whatever that is, you can create a lookalike audience. So an audience of similar people that fit a certain criteria. So a lot more possibilities in terms of audiences. Again, the point of this video is not to go too in depth with these two. You've got a bunch more options over here, and same thing with custom audience. You can pick a pool of retargeting. So let's say you can show ads and retarget people that were on your website in the past couple of days, or that purchased, or that added something to cart. So all the events that are set up on your pixel, you can retarget these guys over here. So a lot more options in terms of targeting. And then same thing for, as I mentioned earlier, you've got a lot more control over your creatives. So if I go to the ad level now, I can pick as an example a carousel, which is something that's you can't really do with a boosted post. So a carousel is something that you can only do with Facebook ads. So that way you can pick different creatives that you put at different places, and then you can have, just like you see right now on screen, essentially a carousel with different pictures that people will be able to swipe through on Facebook or Instagram. So one of the last things that I want to show you here is placement. So another thing that you can do better with ads is placing your ads. So as mentioned earlier, with the boosted post, you can only pick Facebook feed, which is picked by default, as well as the Instagram feed and Messenger in some cases. Whereas with ads over here, as you can see the ad set level, you've got placement. So there's automatic placement or manual placement. So if I go to manual over here, I can pick where I want my ads to be. So another option that you have added over here is audience network, which would be, let's say, on apps or other websites that are using Facebook's ads to display on their sites. But another key thing that I can do over here is do story ads. So Instagram story ads, let's say, that I could do with here that I only want to show in terms of stories on Instagram. So I could just head over here to placement, disable feed as a whole, and then have stories and reels basically turned on. So let's say I only want it to be Instagram stories, then I can disable Facebook and Messenger, disable in stream, search, messages, article, apps inside. That way it's only going to be an Instagram story ad. So to recap, the key differences between the two is placement. So you can place your ad much better with a Facebook ad rather than a boosted post. So there's more options essentially with a Facebook ad. Second thing is targeting, which you can target people with better capabilities essentially with ads rather than boosted posts. So there's more options offered to you, such as lookalike audiences or custom audiences, which you can only use with ads. Third thing is creatives, which essentially you can have different sorts of creatives with ads. So carousel, you can have only story ads. So there's different types of creatives that you can use with this, and you can keep this sort of control under the same ad set. So you can, let's say, as mentioned earlier, you can have an ad set with a certain budget, but have more than one creative under that. So you could have one budget, instead of a boosted post applying a budget to each post, you could have a budget for one ad set, and then essentially that would split it between different ads that you test within the same ad set. So the fourth thing that you can really do better with Facebook ads rather than boosted post is your campaign objective. So essentially with that, you can really pick, let's say, conversions to have people go to your site and really purchase. So Facebook will pick the people that are most likely to purchase from you rather than just clicks. So aiming for clicks will drive traffic, but may not drive some really good buyers to your site. So now one thing that is really important to touch is that both options are super good for different objectives. So when to use one versus the other, right? So boost posts are normally used for awareness. If you just want to drive traffic to your site, get more people to know about your brand, since you get more people to your Facebook page especially, so grow your Facebook page audience or drive more traffic again to your page in general, this is good to use a boosted post. So that's what it really is used for. So driving traffic to your brand a bit in general. So having new eyes to your brand is good to use boosted posts. So boosted post is really the sort of driver of general traffic that is not really meant to convert or give you some information, let's say, as a lead would. So a Facebook boosted post really is for traffic and awareness in general. Whereas if you're aiming to convert, if you really want to get some leads, so people to show up on your site and give you their information, or have some sales for an e-commerce business, so have people show up on your site and buy from you, then this is really good to use a Facebook ad. So this is a much more complete tool, as you saw, with the ads manager. It's much more complete, more, options. You can really test out some different audiences and really basically show your ad to the right people at the right time, with the right message, because you can test so many different things at once with the ads manager rather than using boosted posts. So now that you know the two options that Facebook offers you to advertise on its platform, you may know that there really isn't one option better than the other. Again, both options have their specific objectives and both are used for different cases. Some of our clients and a lot of people we see use both simultaneously. That's perfectly okay. You use your ads for those campaigns that you really want to have clear objectives and drive traffic to your site to convert, whereas you can from time to time boost a certain post just to get more engagement on the page and get something rolling. So that works perfectly. Again, if your goal is to really grow your business, get more sales, get more leads, then Facebook ads is the the way to go. Now, if you're unsure about the best strategies to run Facebook ads for your business or just your e-commerce store, then I would invite you to go in the description down below and click on the first link and book a really short 15-minute demo call with myself, which we're going to be able to sit down, have a chat together, and see if you'd be a good fit for our e-commerce marketing program. On that note, make sure you check out other videos on the channel that may give you useful tips about Facebook ads for your business, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.